So glad you asked this because when it comes to skin tints, this is one of my favorites. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint Serum Foundation. It has ceramides, it has peptides. It's really nice. As with most skin tints, it's a light coverage, but honestly, I find it to be like light medium. I have some pigmentation right now, right around here, along my jaw, and on this side here, because I had some breakouts and I picked up my skin. This is in the shade 6. Look at that coverage and how easily it blends out. I feel like that's really good coverage for a skin tint. You usually expect skin tints to have like a really light coverage. You'll still see any spots. I find that this has light coverage, but it still manages to cover those spots really well. Obviously not as much as like a medium full coverage foundation would, but it's really good for a skin tint. It also feels super lightweight on the skin. This was actually the first skin tint that I tried and I was like, okay, I get it. I like to use skin tints on natural makeup days. So if I want to add some coverage to spots like that, I'm going to use a concealer. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. It's in a pot. It's a little bit of a drier consistency, but that's going to give you really good coverage and you're going to be able to keep it right where you want it. Just using a little brush to place it and patting it out with my finger. That's going to keep it really precise and where you want it. See, that tiny amount was just perfect right there. Then this one here. Done. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup how I normally would because I actually want to try the Blurring Balm Flushed Blush. I have these and I haven't tried them yet and I want to see how I like them. One thing that I have noticed when using the skin tint is that when you're using like a stick bronzer, this is the Rare Beauty one. When you're using a product like this, use less because I find that the pigment of this comes out so much more with a skin tint versus a foundation. I think it's because with the foundation, it kind of just mixes in with the foundation, whereas with the skin tint, that doesn't happen so much. Use less. First time I used this on top of the skin tint, it was way too much. Just some concealer. Again, with the concealer, I also use a bit less when I'm doing a more natural look. I'm gonna let the under eye sit while I put on my blush. I have two shades, Golden Hour and Prima Donna. This is Golden Hour, this is Prima Donna. I think I'm gonna go with Golden Hour. This is a brush that came in a set. It's from Jessup. There's no name for the exact brush, but I really like this for cream blushes. I like the shape of it, the density, I just find it really nice. I have no idea how much this picks up or what. Oh, that's a lot. That's very pigmented. I'm just gonna pat that out a bit and then straight on the... This is so nice. Why have I not used these? Wow. And I'm doing it before the concealer so that once I blend out the concealer, it kind of like blends into the blush. This is stunning. I'm also gonna put a bit up here, right where I had the bronzer, just to tie everything together a bit. You don't want it to be super noticeable on the forehead, just like a little flush. I literally did not even grab that much. There's tons on my hand. I'm gonna blend out the concealer now and then go over the edge after. I tried to use less concealer, but I feel like even that was too much. And I always like to like drag it upwards a bit. Then I'll go over the edge of the blush and concealer with the blush brush. I love this. I definitely put on too much concealer, so I'm just gonna like tap in with my finger and try to lift off any excess. I want it to look a bit softer than that. Because I used a warm orangey blush shade, I'm gonna use Peach Pie from Huda Beauty to set my under eyes. I don't want to bake or anything, I just want to set it. And the peach will just add a bit of warmth that ties into the blush. See how soft that is? Because I'm a makeup artist and I play with makeup all the time, I feel like it takes a lot for me to be like thoroughly impressed with a new product I try because I've just tried so many. But this blush, it's amazing. Just setting my face with the Hourglass powder because it gives a nice soft finish and it doesn't like mattify it too much. I'm looking for a good bronzer, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. because the one I've been using lately, I feel like it's just not really cutting it. This is the part where I would normally go over top of the blush with a powder blush that matches the shade. But just to be true to this blush, I'm gonna go over the powder with the cream blush again, just to add some life back into the cheeks. I like a lot of blush, so if you don't, you can skip this step and just do the one layer of blush, but I'm extra. The point of this video was to talk about the skin tint, but now I feel like I'm obsessed with the blush. If you've tried these, let me know what you think and let me know what colors you like, because I want to get more colors now.